Yeah, it couldn't be much worse, that's true. Anyway, we're supposed to be live, apparently. So, welcome everyone, if you're still there. And I'm sorry for the mess, but I had a series of interesting issues with YouTube. And considering that I stream just once a week, I only skipped once. I'd have thought I'd figure out how the bloody system works. But nothing could be further from the truth. Anyway, and StreamYards just had a limited set of free streams. After that, you have to pay. Yeah, that's true. StreamYards is not a good idea. I've looked into it back in the day with John when we were doing SOT streams more often. But yeah, StreamYards not as good an option as OBS, to be honest. And I'm sorry, the problem I was having with setting this bullshit up was between me and YouTube. Because between me and Ludacris and Hangouts and whatnot, that was pretty fixed. Fixed pretty fast.
Pretty quickly.
Bloody hell. See, once I start frustrating myself like this, I tend to be less good in the English. Bloody hell. Anyway, hi there, good people.
Hello.
And shall I stay here or hang with the badgers? Michael, let's be honest, we both know we are far more entertaining than they are. The only reason why they have so many people there is because they don't know about us. More of them know about us. They wouldn't have been there. You know it. Ludacris knows it. I know it. What, you doubt me, Ludacris?
I didn't say a word.
No. It must be true. Because if not, then what the hell are we doing?
Yeah, I ask myself that question a lot.
Well, there you go. Anyway. Oh, what the hell is going on now? YouTube is not nice. Let's just be polite. YouTube is not nice. Now, Ludacris was kind enough to provide me with two interesting topics. One more so than the other one. But it's almost like the how can you prove something is racism skit. I mean, we've all seen those thingies, right? When people, well, everything is racism, everything is this, that, or the other. Well, yeah,
Implicit bias.
The same is true with feminism. I mean, you just make up a list full of verbs and you just throw a dart at it, and trust you me, you will find a reason why the word you just hit with a dart is either racist or misogynist. Probably both. Am I wrong? Nah, probably not. No, what am I saying? Probably not. No, I'm not wrong, that's for sure. Hell, timekeeping is racist. Being on time is racist. Expecting other people to be on time is racist. Being too late. Working hard is racist. Being too late is racist. Not working hard and letting other people do the job is racist. Can't get a break with these people. Did you know, by the way, that camping is racist? But asking people of color to join you camping is also racist. And looking at people of color that are camping and asking if they're enjoying it is obviously racist.
I'm sorry, but your race card has been declined.
Yes.
That's the way it's going.
It should be fast, that's for true. I'm listening to yesterday's trigonometry, which is also fun, but again, Paolo, we are much more fun. Being racist is racist also. You just can't help these people. Indeed, Michael Keller, that is the way of the world. But now there are a few things that are obviously, definitely misogynistic. And how many things in the world are misogynistic? Well, you just name a number and you can add at least one. And if you then add that number, you can always add one. That's why they came up with a symbol for infinite, because you could always just add 1. So, did you, for example, know that when a woman is pregnant, and you're not wanting her to drink alcohol, is misogyny? Or am I taking the words out of your mouth now, Ludicrous?
Well, I think we should put the document on screen so that everyone can judge with their own eyes.
The stupidity of the Western world. Yeah, no, you're completely correct. So, bye-bye, Xena. Hello, more stupidity. Stop policing women's bodies. Recording alcohol consumption during pregnancy is wrong. You know what, Ludicrous? You want to read on this article? And I'll drop in ever so often.
Up now. Let's see. Can you scroll it down a little bit?
I can try to share it in Hangout as well.
Yeah.
That probably would be better. But Hangout, often when I share stuff, it starts blinking like this.
Like that.
I am sorry, my good friend.
That's okay.
Hey, now it's stopped blinking, we hope. Yeah, okay. That means I can start scrolling as well. Give me a sec.
Okay.
So.
Oh, now it's the rabbits now. Oh, no.
You seeing rabbits now?
No, they've gone. So it's back to the text. So, yes.
Yeah.
Shall we get started?
Yeah, sure. How much farther do you want me to scroll? Because I can go all the way to the bottom. Oh, sorry.
No, that's a bit too far. Just to where below the first image. Yeah, there's fine to start off with. And we can start from there. So be prepared, everyone. It goes down a rabbit hole pretty quickly.
Oh yeah, it's beyond stupid. It really is beyond stupid.
It is a truth universally acknowledged, begrudgingly, that your body ceases to belong to you in pregnancy. For one, the baby growing inside it stakes a claim of your eating habits, the supplements you're taking, whether or not you can continue working out, or, in some cases, even walking in the manner you're used to.
May I?
Yeah.
Begrudgingly. So you don't want to be pregnant. There are lots of women who disagree. And, I mean, the baby doesn't, I don't know, claim a stake.
Baby doesn't have a choice.
It doesn't have a choice. It's not, I mean, your body is telling you, hey, listen, remember that you need certain foods. And, I mean, the baby isn't doing anything. He's merely growing. Now, it is rather sick what I'm going to say, but years ago, I had a discussion with a doctor, and basically, the way a baby behaves in a body is not unlike, how do you call those things?
Parasites?
Parasites, wild growth, yeah, sure. Other than the fact that it's how humans are being created, so it's not a negative thing. But yeah, I mean, a baby doesn't really have any control over what you're doing, nor can you blame the baby for the things you are needing to do, because it's not your baby demanding it, it's your body demanding it. Because your body is not as feminist as you, stupid cow, because your body cares more about the baby than whether or not you can eat another hamburger. Is that unfair of me to say it like that?
No, but this is the reasonable part according to her.
This is already irreasonable, isn't it?
Well, she said so far so reasonable.
Yeah, but if this is as reasonable as she gets, Is this the sort of woman that will try to get a square peg in a round hole?
Is this the sort of woman you want raising a child? That's another question.
Yeah, fair. No, that's probably a better question. That's probably a better question. My God. Anyway, the first 3 lines, and I was already like, and you think that this is reasonable. Anyway, continue. And hi there, real Raven.
Hi, real Raven. But beyond that, you begin to notice that people, other than the tiny one in your uterus, feel as though they have dominion over you physically. I'm not exactly sure how to react to that line.
It falls very much in line with feminism.
Yeah, listen to this one. Hordes descend to rub your bulging stomach without permission. The sort of uninvited touching that would seem like a Me Too movement if you weren't a walking pizza oven.
Now, when my wife was pregnant, I did not see that happening once. And it's not because my wife is unsightly, because I have a beautiful woman. She's a beautiful girl, and she was a beautiful preggy. How do you call those things? A woman that are pregnant, pregosaurus, whatever. But she was beautiful. Yet still, people just didn't step up to her and touch her belly.
Did she call herself a walking pizza oven?
No, she called herself a bakery, but yeah.
No.
So that part, yeah. meh.
I think this is kind of similar to the catcalling thing that all the feminists seem to hate love type thing. We hate being catcalled, but we love being seen as validated as female. I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, in this case, I mean, she's talking about how people rub her belly, and I press X to doubt, so to speak.
Yes, things that didn't happen for 20.
Yeah.
Comments on your breasts and size abound, and everyone, literally everyone, so that means everyone, because literally means literally, offers unsolicited commandments, but no doubt.
Yeah, I mean, not advice. They're commandments. If you break them,
not suggestion. It's not recommendations.
No. These are commandments. You'll go to jail for not following them. Because that's what commandments are, don't they?
So I must do this with yourself. About what you should and shouldn't be doing with yourself.
Oh, first off, don't be a feminist. Hi there, Davey. Long time no see, good man.
Hi, Davey. How's it going? So news of a proposal by the National Institute of Health, Care and Excellence, that's nice, to record women's alcohol consumption during pregnancy feels sadly unsurprising. But let's be clear, a line is being crossed.
Now, in all fairness, I agree with her. A line has been crossed. What do you mean, recording a woman's alcohol consumption? It should be 0. Anything more than that is not a good idea.
The question that begs the question, to use the term, why did they need to start recording women's alcohol consumption during pregnancy?
Well, probably because a lot of new mothers seem to think having a child is a nuisance. So why the hell should you take care of yourself and your unborn child?
Well, some of them can't take care of themselves, let alone a child, but that's another story.
Probably the same story, to be honest.
Okay.
I mean, the next line. The proposal is, of course, a bit slow. The rates of fetal alcohol syndrome, an irreversible lifelong condition, and that protective mothers, without question, need to take serious. You know how fast you can pick up FASD?
Well, I haven't done the background search, but and I assume it varies depending on the weight ratio of the female, but I don't think it's that much.
No, it's very little. One glass a day will get you over it. This is kind of funny. This is sick, but kind of funny. I'm not sure if you've noticed, but you're married to a Polish woman, as am I. And you've been to Poland, as have I. Do you notice that most Polish men have rather particular facial features?
Which features are you referring to
Well,
specifically?
purely facial. Purely facial. Nothing overly dramatic here and there. But most of these facial features are not based on ethnicity. They are based on FASD. Especially people from around our age. Because women in Poland at that time did not know as much about the health issue of drinking as we do now. Funny enough, it's not just drinking, it's also smoking and other substance abuse. But yeah, in the Western world, FASD is known for a very long time. And
yeah, I mean, like, she said, but basically, she says this is a irreversible, lifelong condition, and one that prospective mothers, without question, need to take seriously. But
yes, it's a problem. It's a huge problem, but I don't care. But seriously though, how can you take... I'm sorry if you're pregnant and you don't want to be pregnant. You should have been more careful. I'm sorry if you want to have a baby, but you don't want to do anything for having said baby. You shouldn't have a baby. Seriously.
yeah, there was a word for someone who cannot give up alcohol for, say, whenever they want to. What was that word again?
I don't know. It started with an
A.
A, and it's an eon, aeon something. I'm missing a few letters in between. Let's.
I know it begins with an A. A.
Oh well, let's be honest about it. They're feminists. Oh no, addicted. Addicted. That's the word we were looking for.
That's the one.
But they seriously think, oh well, yeah, no, this is unfair to me. I'm pregnant, and now I suddenly have to take care of myself. Well, no, stupid cow. You should have been taking care of yourself in the beginning. But having a drink once or twice a day isn't an issue when you're not pregnant. But once you're pregnant, hey, guess what?
It's not your body anymore, like you said at the start.
No, it is your body. But the body inside your body isn't your body. And you're responsible for that body that isn't your body. And therefore, your body wants to do what's best for the child inside of you. That you do not. You're not in line with your own body, basically. What she's talking about is she's not in line with her own body.
Well, this is one of the reasons why I wanted to bring this up with you. When I spotted this earlier today, and it just said, "No, this one is the one. This one's the headliner."
But how stupid need these people be? Well, I mean, yeah, you could give your child a lifelong debilitating affliction, but
But keeping blanket tabs on a woman's every glass of Chablis isn't appropriate.
No, it should be 0. So there is nothing to keep track of. Because you know what should come after 0? In cases of glasses of wine, of Chablis? 0. How hard is it to say, yeah, you know what? Do you want a glass of Chablis? No, I'm pregnant. Now,
Well,
I
go on.
understand that it's harder for you if you are addicted or a feminist. One of these two, anyway. But bloody hell. Anyway.
Yeah. So this is the part where one of the parts that she's really, really upset about.
Yeah.
Firstly, as Claire Murphy, Director of External Affairs at the British Pregnancy Advisory Service, BASP. That doesn't really, they could come up with a better acronym.
Yeah.
She points out in The Guardian, women do not lose their right to medical confidentiality simply because they are pregnant.
Yeah, what's this to do with medical confidentiality? No, I'm not drinking
Because
Chablis.
it's recording every drink that a pregnant woman takes.
Yeah, but I mean, once you go to a doctor for a certain affliction, no matter what, those doctors then keep track of certain other things in your life, whether you like it or not, because they are inclined to be of importance.
And they do keep the stats. They might
Yeah.
not keep the detail, but they do keep the stats.
Which stats are details, let's be honest. I mean,
Well, yes, but it doesn't exactly pinpoint the who, where, when, how. It just
well,
says it
fair
happened.
enough. It happened. Fair enough. So, I mean, that's like, yeah, you know what, doctor, I'm sorry, I have a liver problem. Oh, right, well, do you drink alcohol? Hey, that's none of your business. No, it's, in line with the problem. Hell, I have lung issues and my doctor asks if I drink. How is this an offense? How dare you? I have the right of medical confidentiality. Yes, but the doctor has a need to know the fuck going on with you. Am I not understanding these feminists once again?
It might feel like you surrender autonomy over your gestating body, but you don't.
No, of course not. No one is standing next to you with a hammer every time you touch a glass that you're not supposed to, smashing it out of your hands. At least
No.
I don't think that happens in England or America or Germany.
No, I haven't seen the crowds stopping pregnant women in bars.
There you have it. Another place pregnant women shouldn't be, to be honest. Anyways,
beyond where there are signs of harm or cruelty to your baby. So beyond these signs, it is your right to make evidence-based decisions for yourself. But
and then,
the baby's inside your body at that time. So how do you know
well,
if you're exceeding signs of harm?
that's the worst part. The proposal is, of course, a bit slow. Because fetal alcohol syndrome, an irreversible lifelong condition, and one that prospective mothers, without question, need to take serious. It says only 5-6 lines above these. I mean, you'd think that their memory would be a little bit better. They lost track of their own train of thought one paragraph below the previous one. And the previous one was saying, yeah, you shouldn't be doing that.
But it's your right to do it.
But you're right to do it, because how dare they say you shouldn't? Other than that you shouldn't, but...
It's your right to make decisions for yourself, not your doctor's or anyone else's, unless, of course, they put you into hospitalization, in which case you don't get the choices.
Well, I mean, most hospitalization is voluntary, isn't it?
You can be sectioned.
Which makes sense. We should section off feminists. It would be better for society. I'm pretty sure of that. It's not nice of me to say, but hey, let's be honest. Societal woes can be all brought back to a few ideologies, and feminism is one smack in the middle of all of them. But
Let's get to the apologia.
okay, go on.
And before any, I'm trying to say this with a straight face. And before anyone suggests that a drink constitutes harm, let's take a look at that evidence.
Okay, now I had proof, but unfortunately I was supposed to do this on my other computer, and I'm not on my other computer now.
So you're missing the stats.
Yeah, but 1 glass of alcohol a day can cause FASD.
We're not saying it will cause, but it increases the probability that it will happen.
Yeah, by a lot. Seriously, by a lot. So, do you want to play
Russian
a game? Well, yeah, sure. Do you want to play Russian roulette with your child? So,
well, is it Russian roulette if you're pointing the gun at somebody else? No.
Fair point. Do you want to play Russian roulette with your unborn child?
I got it. Russian roulette by proxy.
But then again, I mean, they are feminists, so they don't care about their children anyway, it seems. That's unfair. There are women out there who think they are feminists who do care about their children. So they're not feminist enough, apparently.
The feminists will beat that out of them, don't worry. If you've read Emily Oster's brilliant book, Expecting Better, you'll know that studies on alcohol consumption during pregnancy vary wildly and are, in many cases, deeply flawed.
Mm-hmm.
Beyond knowing that vast quantities of alcohol will cause FASD, we know very little else definitively. And do you want to counter that?
Well, actually, as I said, it's not about vast. Small quantities of alcohol can already be a problem because once the alcohol gets in your blood, your liver cleans it out. But part of your blood goes to your unborn child, who, surprise, surprise, hasn't a functional liver.
Who would have thought it?
So, yeah.
There's also the fact that, unlike men, women can't metabolize the alcohol as quick, and it goes more directly into the system than it would, say, in a male.
Yeah. So we know that basically 1 glass a day is too much. Now it depends on how much alcohol is in a drink. For example, in a beer you will have 3 to 6%, and in a glass of wine you will have 14%. But the amount of alcohol you imbibe is the same, because a glass of wine is about 160 milliliter, and a beer is 330 milliliters, roughly.
Yeah.
So, but the amount of alcohol you consume with it is roughly as much. There's more fluid with it. But yeah, alcohol is a toxic little good. Once it gets into your bloodstream, your baby is fucked.
Yes, that's technically classified as a metabolic poison, but
yeah,
that's another point.
No, that's the main point.
Yes.
And the worst part is they recognize it. They basically say so at the moment.
Yes.
I mean, it's incredible. The proposal, of course, is a bit slow. A bit too slow.
Will you get to further on down where it's all men's fault?
Yeah, okay, continue. My excuse.
Oster posits, and this is her posit as opposed to a factual statement, it's
Yeah.
supposition, that having pored over every relevant study from the 10 years preceding the book, and she doesn't say when the book was published, the most we can reliably say is that binge drinking during pregnancy is bad, but slowly sipping on a glass or two of wine is likely fine, with your body able to metabolize the alcohol content long before it reaches the placenta.
And this is very much untrue, because as soon as the alcohol is in your blood, it will
Across the
reach
wire.
yeah, it will reach the placenta, and your body can deal with the alcohol in your blood, but your unborn baby cannot. But I like the fact that, I mean, it's posited that something is or isn't. But in this case, she posits that it maybe probably is. Because she's not saying, well, slowly sipping 1 or 2 glasses of wine is fine. No. Well, sipping 1 or 2 glasses of wine is likely fine. A weasel word, as they often call
Yes.
this. Well, it's probably not a problem. Oh, it was a problem for you. Well, I'm so sorry. But it's probably not a problem for the next one. Fucking hell. And then they pretend that this is real. I mean, yeah, no. Emily's Oster's brilliant book, Expecting Better, is the best way to make sure your child has less
FASD.
opportunities. Well, yeah, FASD, good way to go. Yeah, you shouldn't be binge drinking. No one should be binge drinking. I mean, that has nothing to do with being pregnant or not. No one should be binge drinking. And if you need to be told that, there is something seriously wrong with you. That's not even...
I think that, this is a woman who has a problem putting a glass down.
Yeah. Yeah, because to her, it's the choice between binge drinking and drinking a glass. Or maybe 2.
Or 3.
Or 3.
Or 4.
Well, we'll come to the... I mean, it started with 1 glass.
Yes.
It started with 1 glass. We're now already talking about 1, maybe 2.
It'll end up with a magnum.
Well, that's one of the things I found really infuriating, to be honest. Because it ends up... No, I'm not going to tell you what it ends up with. We'll get there in the end.
Patience.
Yes.
This is
Russian
horrific and extremely worrying.
Russian Tourette. Thank you, Michael. And he's gone. Okay, well, there you go.
Has he left us, has he?
Well, I think he went to Badges.
Okay, well...
That's too
we've
bad.
got 7 watching us so far, including me and you, so...
Yeah, I've had better numbers, but I've had worse, so I think I should be pleased.
Well, you never know, I might get more after the stream as well.
Yeah. And maybe
Be sure to leave a comment after the stream is live, if you're watching this after we've all gone to bed.
That would be very much appreciated. Maybe I should change the time slot, because it's always the same shit when I go live. And I've been doing this longer than the Badger has on Wednesday. Well,
You have to beat the Badger.
yes.
Or is that a euphemism?
So, there we go. Dr. Charlotta Lydia Riley. That's a mouthful.
This is horrific and extremely worrying, and it's not just the stream. Emily Oster demonstrated in her survey of the literature, so it's a survey now, that up to a drink a day in the 2nd and 3rd trimesters has been shown safe. But also, women have the right to behave how they want during pregnancy. That does not... Okay. One sentence does not connect with the other.
Well, actually, I haven't read Emily Oster's book or survey or whatnot, but as far as I know, that's not true.
Yes.
Okay,
Um,
drinking a glass in the third trimester is not as riskful as drinking it in the second, because the body of the baby has developed a little bit, but the poison of alcohol is still going to hit the baby like a sledgehammer, and it will dampen the creation of its brain.
yes. And the cell splitting,
Yeah.
multiplication, division. Well, I'll modify what I said slightly. Women have the right to behave how they want during pregnancy, but they shouldn't expect, uh, no outcome on the child if
Well,
they.
they have the right, but they are not free of consequence.
Yes.
Yeah. But that's the problem, though. I mean, if there's one thing that feminism has taught me, women could do everything without consequence. Or at least they
Plans to record pregnant women's alcohol consumption um, could fall foul of the data protection regulations.
Yeah, who cares? The fact that they are arguing this is already upsetting to me. Because let's be honest, it's your baby. And apparently 432 people in England think it's a good thing to not care about your unborn child.
Oh, they love it.
Oh, they love it. Well, male
Yeah, you'll have
feminists.
to click the story continues button in a second.
Okay.
Okay, here's more apologia. If you want another approach to the alcohol is harmful argument, consider this. While the effects of gentle alcohol consumption are hotly contested,
They're
therefore
not,
the
by the
first
way,
part of the thing is
they are
bullshit.
not being hotly contested either. This has been medical knowledge for quite some time. This pisses me off so much. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, no. She's comparing drinking a glass of alcohol to stress. Stress is bad for a developing baby, isn't it?
Well, actually, stress is bad for it. If the mother is in stress, then yes, that does affect the developing baby. Nowhere near as much as alcohol does, by the way.
Yeah, I've never heard of stress, fetal death, or
Nope. And I mean, we know of fetal alcohol, yada yada, blah blah blah. I never heard of fetal stress syndrome or anything like that.
well, the stats haven't come out on those, so
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. I mean, if a mother is stressed, there are techniques you can follow to unstress or relieve stress.
oh, that's what she's getting to now.
But if you drink alcohol, there are no methods of unalcoholing the body.
Yes, she doesn't understand that alcohol is a depressant.
Well, yeah, that too.
Okay, so cortisol causes reduced growth and modifies the timing of tissue development, as well as having long-lasting effects on gene expression in a fetus. But it
Which,
has long-term effects on gene expression in human adults as well.
true. I mean, this is true. Stress is dreadful. It's a bad thing. And
Uh,
still, it's not as bad as alcohol, because one is a neurological thing, the other is a poison.
But yeah, so if the odd half carafe of Vin Rouge is going to help you get your blood pressure and cortisol levels down, then that's okay, then, isn't it?
Well, and this is what I find so interesting, because they start with one glass, then they say one, maybe two glasses. Okay, a half carafe is two glasses.
Have you ever heard of a bottle-sized Nebuchadnezzar?
A what?
There's a bottle-sized Nebuchadnezzar.
Never heard of it.
So, I'll see if I can size.
Sleep well, Michael. See you next time, mate.
Yeah, it holds 15 liters.
So this is where we'll end up, you think?
Well, you know, she started off small, and
Yeah, it's one glass. Well, 2 glass. Well,
yeah,
half a carafe. Well, maybe a carafe.
because the apparently all the bottle sizes are named after, I think, Babylonian kings. So Nebuchadnezzar was one, and then Jeroboam, and
Well, I know Magnum, but
yeah, the largest one is a Midas.
okay.
It's 40 standard bottles.
Wow. Yeah, as I
A
said,
Magnum's 2 standard bottles.
really? Oh.
10 glasses. Jeroboam is 4 standard bottles. Well, we're giving people I can show you. You can show the list there. I don't know how to send you the
No, that's all right. Let's you could send the link in the chat, and I can put it on here, or you can send it.
Hang on, I'll put it. I'll put it in the chat stream so you can link.
Okay, is it here? Is it here? Is it here? I don't see it. Obviously, I don't see it.
It's in the main YouTube stream.
Oh,
chat.
right. Okay. So I'm looking at the wrong place, which
Sorry.
I often do. No, you don't have to say sorry for me being clumsy. Okay, so to help the good women of the interwebs. So a split or a piccolo is slightly more than a glass, because a glass is 180. So it's slightly more than 1 glass. Half a demi, this is basically a half a carafe, which is slightly more than 2 glasses. A half a liter, which is slightly more. A standard, a liter, a magnum, a Jeroboam or double magnum, okay.
Jeroboam.
Okay. A Rehoboam. Jeroboam in Bordeaux. Okay.
Methuselah.
Or an imperial. Wow.
Salmanazar, sorry.
Salmanazar, Balthazar, Nebuchadnezzar, and Melchior. And Solomon, a sovereign, a primate, or a Goliath, or Melchizedek, or a Midas.
Melchizedek.
Bloody hell. 200 glasses of wine. Well, yeah, sure, why not? I have to like that this image comes next to it. The Chiara de Laurent. Sorry?
The size chart's at the bottom.
Oh, it's going on. Oh, right. I did not look at this. Yeah, that's you don't pour from a wine bottle like this. It's just simply not done. How can you? Oh well, yeah, no. This is a glass of wine, and whoops! I spilt 4 glasses.
Well, it's a bit like that old joke. I've been told to reduce to 1 glass of beer a day, and he's got a big, massive glass.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've seen that meme. William, missing the stream about women complaining about not being allowed to drink while pregnant.
Yeah, let's continue with that one. So, and we started at 1 glass, and we're now at half a carafe, which should be perfectly fine. A half a carafe of vin rouge, because obviously in England you can't say red wine because no one knows what you're talking about apparently. So you have to say vin rouge.
So where were we?
Okay. The stress hormone causes reduced growth and modifies the the timing and tissue development, as well as having long-lasting effects on gene expression in a fetus, says neuroendocrinologist professor at Edinburgh Megan Holmes. But
Is she related?
probably not. Probably
Okay.
not.
So no deductions then.
But the funny thing is, what she's saying is correct. Stress has a negative effect on the fetus. Now, what they are posing is that alcohol has a positive effect on stress, therefore not so much of a negative effect on alcohol. But funny enough, that's not what Professor at Edinburgh University neuroendocrinologist Megan Holmes is saying.
No.
She's merely saying,
de-stress, yoga.
Yeah, get less stress. I'm curious what neuroendocrinologist professor at Edinburgh University Megan Holmes would say what the effect of alcohol would be on a fetus.
And therefore, doctors recording every sip on the basis that drinking is a sinister act is erroneous.
No, it's actually not true.
I know.
Because doctors do tell you that drinking a sip is bad. So it's not erroneous that they say that. Because drinking a sip is a sinister act.
Yes. Well, just on a small aside, something just popped into my head a second ago. I remember when I was in university many years ago that I was briefly shared a house with two girls who were also studying, and I use that term loosely, and their alcohol consumption was through the roof. I was shocked about how much they actually drank. I'm talking about sitting in the home all day in front of the TV, watching films, going through a bottle of vodka, and then before they're going out, they take a couple of WKDs, and then they head down the pub, and God knows what they have in the pub. And when they came back, oh, we need to have another bottle of vodka.
Yeah, I've met girls like that too. Usually I try to walk away as fast as I can. Well, not anymore because now I don't care. But back in the days, yeah, no. I mean, I didn't mind. See, maybe that's me being stupid, but part of my Italian upbringing was that it's okay to drink, but it's absolutely shameless to be drunk. So, yeah, you can drink, that's okay. But you can't be drunk, because if you're drunk, then you're basically proven to the world that you're irresponsible.
Yeah, that's just because they did this every single day. It was kind of, well, I was concerned about them, put it that way.
I can understand that. Who knows? They might have met a nice bloke, picked them up and whatnot.
I doubt it. They picked up lots of blokes along.
Yeah,
they didn't
there
seem to
is
stick
that.
with them.
There is
Okay.
that.
Yeah, so we're almost getting to the worst part.
Yeah.
Women worsting type thing.
Yep.
Much of the problem is that women still aren't trusted to make sensible decisions for themselves.
See, now I have to interfere here, because there's a reason why people have that feeling. And not in the worst part. You know who strongly suggests that women that are pregnant need to listen to other, usually more older women? Other women. Because when they were pregnant, they noticed that they had a hard time staying on the straight and narrow. And they know why it's important to stay on the straight and narrow. This is why older women often tell younger women what to do when they are pregnant. And this used to be normal.
Yes, the family looking after the family, as was said in the chat earlier.
Yeah. But if there's one thing that's bad according to feminism, it's family.
Yes. Having spoken to my own GP and midwife on the subject, it seems that health professionals largely subscribe to the idea that some wine here and there, especially after the first trimester, isn't an issue, but that women can't be trusted to have just one glass, or one, maybe two glasses, or a half carafe, one up to a jarbon.
It's true, though. I mean, yeah, but women can't be trusted. Your whole article so far started with one glass and ended up with half a carafe. Should we then trust you? By your own reasoning, should we trust you? I would say no.
So they can't be trusted to have one glass and did not lead to 10. And, she's living proof, basic. And therefore, encouraging abstinence is safer.
Which is not true, because one glass is already an issue. And we know this. One glass is already an issue because your baby cannot metabolize alcohol, and alcohol is a poison. Now, an adult body, yeah, sure, no problem. There's a reason why we tell people under the age of 18 not to drink alcohol.
And here's where she destroys her own argument.
Yeah.
If you'd have spoken to me as a 20-year-old university student, I might have agreed that limits are hard to observe and drinking is too fun to care about them. The cognitive dissonance between her arguing and complaining, and then saying, well, when I was 20...
No, but, I mean, I cannot even understand. Once a child is born, the liver starts functioning. Would you give 2 sips of wine to a baby? No, of course not. Would you give a sip of wine to a toddler? No.
Oh, there's some medicinal purposes,
No. I mean, yeah, the thing is, when I was a little boy, we went to Italy. And yes, there we got a little bit of wine. What I have to tell you, though, is that it was a droplet of wine in a glass of water. So yeah, the amount of alcohol in that is pretty much gone. And especially if you first heat up the wine so that the alcohol evaporates a bit, and then to cool it down, you pour it in water. But then children still have the feeling that they drink along with the family. Fair enough. But yeah, you don't give alcoholic drinks to kids. So what makes you think that drinking alcohol with a kid in your body, living off your blood, is fine?
Yeah. So she said, as a 20-year-old student, I would have kept drinking. But if you're asking me as a 33-year-old, it only took her till she got to 33, so you have to give her props there. If you're talking to me as a 33-year-old woman carrying my first child, so it's her first one, whether I'm about to put limitless party time ahead of my health of my unborn baby, I'm going to show you the door. Nobody's talking about binge drinking.
Wait a second. If you're asking me as a 33-year-old woman carrying my first child, whether I'm about to put limitless party time ahead of the health of my unborn baby, I'm going to show you the door. Now, I might be a bastard, but at no point in that sentence did she say, no, I'm not going to do that. Merely said that if you ask me, I'm going to show you the door because I don't want people to know that this is what I'm doing. Now, obviously, I'm not saying that this is what she's doing because I don't know, but apparently she's not feeling secure enough to say, yeah, no, definitely not going to do that.
But you see the term that she put the term limitless party time. Nowhere before in the article had there been any suggestion.
Nope. It's
drinking lots and not, keep having a part,
it all comes from her. It all comes from her.
Yes. So I think it's she's subconsciously trying to, subconsciously she really wants to do it.
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much.
It's projection.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Oh, sorry. There you go. My bad.
Tiny bit, yeah. Okay, now here's where the woman worst thing comes. There are even worse implications of policing women in this way. If the data captured is to be shared, then everyone will know how big an alcoholic they are.
Well, yeah, that's true.
If the data is shared with NICE or others, it is not just a gross violation of patient-doctor confidentiality, but you could have a whole host of other consequences. Oh my God, consequences!
But the thing is, and I can't stress this enough, the very first word in that sentence, if. Well, if this, that, or the other, that would be bad. Yeah, but let's assume that they don't do that, and you still drink. What's the problem then? Or let's assume that indeed they share it with everyone in the world, but you keep drinking. What's the real issue? It's your unborn child, you incredible, ingrateful piece of... Yeah, I'm not going to say that. I should, you're right. Trash is a good word.
Okay, here are the consequences. Unfairly affecting the future chances of accessing health or life insurance for either the mother or the child. You could be putting the mother's chances of getting health or life insurance in the future in the toilet by recording and sharing how much alcohol she's been drinking.
And I mean, if you fuck up the health of your child, then I don't think that professional insurance companies will not insure them. I mean, price may be higher, but I've never heard that they stopped insuring people. But this is the thing you're talking about? Well, I mean, if I drink and it got shared around, then people might not like me. How about your child?
If I have my child in the car and I've had a couple of glasses of alcohol and I crash the car, my insurance levels will go up.
Bloody hell. But that's basically what she's saying. Oh, bloody hell. I mean, if you're noting down a mother's evening tipple, you'd better also be keeping track of the husband who does a line of cocaine to start his day.
That shows her choice in men, really, doesn't it?
Where is she living? And
obviously, if you're picking men who are high on cocaine all the time, that's a bad choice for a father to begin with.
Probably, yeah. But in all fairness, though, and this is probably not fair of me to say it, but a father doing a line of cocaine has no influence on the baby. Unborn baby. Once the baby is born, that may be a problem. But as long as the baby is unborn and the father doesn't rough you up, it has nothing to do with the baby.
Well, it would have no influence on the development of the baby.
No, none whatsoever. So,
followed with a few ciders, and often turns to violence throughout his partner. Is she basically giving a cry for help here? My boyfriend is doing cocaine, getting drunk, and then beating me up through my pregnancy.
Yeah, I'm sorry for all the women that happens to, but something tells me that's not the vast majority.
Well, it's
I
also
don't even think
not the
it's the
fault of
vast
the baby.
minority. I'm sorry, mate. What did you say?
It's nothing to do with the baby, for one thing.
Well, yeah, no, that it has more to do with the choice of men. But I don't think this happens quite as often as she claims it does. But I'm sorry to hear that it happens to her, apparently.
Yeah, I think this is more of a case of an intervention being needed rather than her complaining about alcohol consumption.
Yeah. And I like the next line even better, though. Or how about recording all the substances consumed while the man was producing the sperm that made the pregnancy possible? Well, it's quite simple. If the sperm wasn't healthy, you wouldn't get pregnant.
Yeah, it's not as easy as A plus B.
No, no. If the sperm wasn't healthy, you would not get pregnant.
The
And there
body has
are,
defense mechanisms.
unfortunately, so. No, that's silly. But yeah, no, the body has defense. Well, yeah.
Oh yeah, whenever the sperm is progressing through the female's body, the immune system does react to it.
Yeah. The female vagina is a very hostile place.
Yes, low pH and
So, yeah.
they want the
Weak,
best of the best to get through.
yeah, weak sperm doesn't make it. Simple as that.
There is a gender discrepancy between how bodies are treated in medical settings. And that is true because male bodies are different to female bodies.
Yeah.
So there is always going to be a gender discrepancy between how males and females are treated in medical settings. You can't get a female with pancreatic cancer.
And historically, women's bodies have either been abused or ignored entirely during the production of
Or
scientific
prostate
knowledge.
cancer.
And I'm like, 90% of science is based on how to help women. There is
Yes.
more money going into finding a cure for breast cancer than there is for prostate cancer. I mean, prostate cancer gets about 10% on the research money as that goes to breast cancer. You
But at
wanna?
least she's admitting that uh, female bodies are women.
Well, that is true. No, but seriously though, if I can finish my point, prostate cancer and breast cancer have similar fatality rates.
Yes.
There is more time, more money, more research going into combating breast cancer than there is prostate cancer.
And prostate cancer is always more aggressive than breast cancer as
It
well.
is. It is. Once you get it, you're fucked. Pretty much. There's a chance to survive it, but it's not nice.
Yeah, get your PSA levels checked.
It's another thing. Men can get breast cancer. Women can't get
Yes.
prostate cancer.
Yeah.
So, yeah, historically, women's body have been not either abused or ignored entirely by the production of scientific knowledge. It was nearly always at the forefront of scientific knowledge. Most of the scientific progress that was made to enhance the life of the female.
And it shows because survival rates of mothers after pregnancy has vastly improved in the
Oh
past
yeah.
100 years,
Oh yeah.
going from 1 in 5 women dying to less than 1 in, what, 600, 700.
Yeah. 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 And even that is being lowered still. I mean, they're choosing more often to do medical emergency surgery to prevent the mother from dying. So,
But now she's going to racialize it
yeah, the
with
white
the
male,
white male coming to the prototype of the human research subject.
which in all fairness is wrong. The woman is the, the stereotype, the prototype.
So it's all the white man's fault.
Yeah, and all because she wants to drink a carafe of wine per day, or
Or not even.
otherwise, or otherwise, her husband or friend, boyfriend comes home, takes a line of coke, loads up on cider, and beats the ever living crap out of her. Hi there, Crusader Soul. Long time no see, mate. But how stupid can you be that you take this serious?
Well, I'm not taking it seriously. I'm laughing at it.
Well, I'm frustrated by it, but I'm frustrated because I know there are people who take this shit serious.
Hopefully, 2020 will purge a lot of them.
Yeah, that would be wishful thinking.
The knock-on effect is that conclusions drawn about cause and effect, and much medical advice that becomes received wisdom, is largely ignorant of how women's bodies actually operate. Now, I can understand they don't understand how women's minds operate, but they've got women's bodies down, let's say, pretty well.
Well, especially when it comes to alcohol and babies.
Yes.
Hell, and alcohol without babies. Women with alcohol as women tend to get drunk a lot faster than men do. I wonder why. Well, because their metabolic system is different. Really? Yeah. And they usually have different fat households than you men have. Right. Do all these things have anything to do with it? No, of course not. It's because of patriarchy. Oh, for fuck's sake.
One only need read about the alleged, and this is the key word, alleged mass hysterectomies taking place in ICE camps in the US to know that in 2020 the female anatomy still lacks respect.
How does the female anatomy still lack respect? I mean, we're being forced to look at fat women because body positivity. The only reason why we do it is because, yeah, sure, whatever. We respect you. And yeah, you're right, Crusader. Women don't understand women, so we shouldn't understand them either. But this is of the mind, not of the body. We know a lot about the female body. It's the mind that is a minefield.
Yeah,
Minefield.
sorry.
No, go on.
So because of these supposed mass hysterectomies, we have no business enforcing further monitoring or control measures on women's bodies during pregnancy.
Yeah, this is another thing. One only needs to read about the alleged mass hysterectomy taking place in ICE camps. This is new. I heard this. Someone talked to me about this a few days ago. Like, yeah, but they are forcing illegal immigrants to undergo hysterectomies. And I'm like, I've never heard of that. Can you bring me proof? And then the proof was that there was someone who worked in one of those places who claims that this happened. And
That's all I need then. Don't need any video evidence, no documentation. If
nothing.
someone said it, then it must be true.
Then it must be true. How dare I think otherwise? It's upsetting. The things that these people push. I mean, even they even start the sentence. Well, one only needs to read about the alleged mass hysterectomies. Alleged. Since when is alleged true? Well, obviously, if a Republican is alleged to have done something, it's true. If a Democrat is alleged, the women are lying. Funny enough, it's so stupid. And of course, it comes out just before the election because let's be honest. I mean, they've tried everything else about the camps, so yeah, they got to make something.
Yeah, but I've just realized this article is all about mostly peaceful drinking.
Yeah, mostly peaceful drinking.
Um. Okay.
Until this changes, we have no business enforcing further monitoring or control measures on women during pregnancy. Men, I can say one thing with true meaning, full felt pride, and knowing that I'm 100% correct. If you meet a woman like this, you
Red
should
flag.
walk away.
Run away.
No,
Run.
no. Don't run, because it'll attract you to them. Then they'll chase you. And, you just walk away.
Can you switch the Hangout view to the
Like this,
article again?
like that, all the way to the top.
Because at the minute it's showing your camera.
Well, that's weird. I didn't change anything. Okay. To me, it seems to be as it should.
Okay.
Is it back to normal now?
On the Hangouts, no. But on YouTube, I can still see the
It's, on Hangout, I cannot see my camera. I can only see that I'm sharing the screen.
Okay, it's weird.
Shall I try to share it again?
Yeah.
Here we go. Oh, come off it. I'm sorry, good people of the interwebs, but
It's just so I can read it.
he said hopefully. Hey!
Yep, there it is.
Okay, so
are we ready for the last paragraph?
we should be. Let's commence with the cringe.
Unquestionably, here comes the unquestionable. This is definite. Binge drinking during pregnancy is an issue. So that completely negates everything she said up to now.
No, not really, because she adds in binge. And unquestionably, binge drinking is a problem during any moment of your life, not just during pregnancy.
Yes, I know that, but she was saying it doesn't happen.
Oh, well.
No, she's saying, no, initially during the article, she said, I would never drink more than 2 or 3, 4, 5.
5.
And now it's,
6.
binge drinking is an issue. Binge drinking is an issue, but not me.
Yeah.
There is clear scientific evidence of the implications for the fetus. Yes, it can cause lifelong deformities. But it is also an indicator of poor maternal mental health. She's blaming the woman. That's victim blaming there.
Well, let's be honest. There is no person as harsh on women as a feminist.
Yes. Now she's questioning other women's mental health just because they choose to drink alcohol.
But not hers, obviously, because she's doing it the right way.
So they should be carefully observed and carefully handled and sectioned. Binge drinking during pregnancy is also uncommon. Citation needed?
I hope it's uncommon. I mean, it's not as common as... I mean, it gotten a lot less in Europe. It did. Let's be honest, it did.
Okay. It's got uncommon. Well, I wouldn't say uncommon. I'd say less common.
It's less common. It still happens.
Yeah, but it's not uncommon.
No,
because if it was uncommon, they wouldn't be setting up a system to record how much alcohol are being taken by pregnant women to monitor them for fetal abnormalities.
You make a fair point, my friend. A very fair point.
And fears over it shouldn't lead to changes in practices that could have huge consequences for everyone.
Wait a second. Binge drinking during pregnancy is also uncommon, and fears over it shouldn't lead to changes. But if it's uncommon, then yeah, fears shouldn't lead to changes. But if it isn't uncommon, actually, I would even say that even if it's uncommon, yeah, it's a problem.
It's not fears, it's concern over the health of the fetus.
Yeah, yeah, that's. I was trying to find a better way of. Yeah, no, well said, indeed, well said. I mean, the amount of double talk this is pushing out.
Yeah, it's kind of just talking one way out of her mouth and the other way.
Yeah,
So
but
she's
how?
for drinking, then she's against it, then she's for it. I don't know.
But how?
Regardless,
How
okay,
dare
so
you?
forget
How?
everything before this.
How
Re-
dare you? How dare you talk down to me to say I shouldn't be drinking? But you shouldn't be drinking. But I want to be drinking. But yeah, no, it doesn't happen a lot that I'm drinking. But people shouldn't be drinking. But I should be able to.
And watch out, my husband's coming back and he's got the coke with him.
Yeah, what else am I to do? I mean, I gotta have a glass of wine, otherwise he cokes up, fills up with cider, and starts using me as a punching bag, because that happens daily. Now,
So we're
I have to admit, if you're being used by your husband as a punching bag, that most likely will be negative for the pregnancy or any other thing.
and the woman as well, but
Yeah,
that's less
yeah.
consequence.
Well, she didn't care about it. I mean, she talked about how it's bad for the woman, but she never mentioned how being beat up is bad for the fetus.
Yeah, but she wants another drink.
That's true. That's so. Well, I mean, if she's drunk enough, she doesn't feel the pain that much, I guess.
Numbs the pain.
Indeed.
Comfortably numb.
Ah.
I've become comfortably numb.
Anyway, sorry. Go
Reg-
on. Regardless.
regardless. So they don't care about what we think. Regardless of whether, after reading all this evidence that we currently have on offer, so this is the evidence we have on offer. It's not a solid fact. It's some evidence.
Yeah. No.
But
It's
not
it's it's if allegedly and
maybe.
yeah.
If you consider moderate drinking during pregnancy to be safe or not, it is still fundamentally a breach of women's rights to control, record, and distribute information about her body without her consent.
But this is the thing. I mean, you go to a doctor to give information, yeah?
Yes.
And you've never given the doctor information to spread that information. Sorry, you never consented the doctor spreading the information other than with other professionals to help your case, right?
Yes.
So what is she on about?
She's afraid that they're going to catch her, find out what her alcohol intake actually is.
Oh, she lied about it. Makes sense.
Well, basically, she was saying, if I have to record it every day, then I have to actually admit I've got an alcohol problem. Eventually. A shot here, a shot there.
You can believe that abstinence is best and still respect an adult woman's right to make decisions for herself. Not for the baby, though, you incredible, vile being.
Yeah. Basically, I shared this one because I knew you'd have fun with it. I knew you'd really.
Yeah, this is rather upsetting. It made me angry. I have to admit, it's. I looked forward to doing this one with you. I'm not a lie about that. But my God. And I heard that this actually got spread by the BBC as well, didn't it?
Well, I haven't seen it on the BBC. I just caught it online earlier today.
Okay.
Just popped up on my feed.
When did they push this one? It's
Immediately thought
relatively
this
new.
one was we had to analyze.
Yeah. Yeah, that this is not about analyzing. This is about
Entitlement.
yeah, but I mean, okay. This line basically says it all. Wait a second. Where was it? You know, unquestionably, binge drinking during pregnancy is an issue.
Yeah.
Yes, that is
No one
true.
disagrees with that.
No one disagrees with that. Drinking in itself is already an issue. Yeah, but we don't want to talk about that. Basically, we want to say binge drinking is bad, but I should be able to imbibe one, two, maybe half a carafe of wine. Obviously, because she's more sophisticated than that, she doesn't want to have a half a carafe of wine. No, she wants half a carafe. Sorry, half a carafe of vin rouge.
Yes.
That's like saying, oh no, I don't drink alcohol, but I love me a good bourbon.
Well,
Whiskey
she
is
has to,
bad,
yeah,
obviously, but bourbon is okay.
yeah, but she also has to chase that down with a few liqueurs after.
Probably, just to get the taste out of their mouth. I mean, obviously, a nice glass of Southern Comfort. No,
Are we being
ah,
judgmental? Say in the
uh,
chat if we think we are. But I want to also get in the chat. How often do you get coked out and then drink a whole pile of cider and beat
well,
your pregnant
I,
other
I,
significant?
I have to admit, it has been a while. So long that I can't even remember the first time that actually happened. So
They're going to take
may,
that out of context, you know.
maybe the reason why I can't remember is because I was so fucked up. Or another reason why I can't remember it is because it never happened.
I mean, like we have to really be considerate of those under the influence of drugs. You know, it's not their responsibility. You know, they lose responsibility whenever they shoot up.
Well, yeah, but that's another thing. I mean, obviously, she can't help but feel the need to drink a glass of wine. She shouldn't be held responsible for it or the results after it. But would
Or
that
be
then,
judged by it.
yeah, but would that then not automatically be true for her boyfriend who cokes up, drinks up, and beats her up? Isn't that basically in the same line of logic?
Yes.
I'm bringing this one back to the top. No real reason, but
Let's
actually,
stop policing women's bodies.
yeah. I don't know. Maybe we should do more policing. What do you think?
I think that this particular author, you know, I'm no professional, but she sounds like she does need some kind of policing.
Well, I'm thinking about starting my own mental coaching business, considering my long history of working in psychiatry. I'm
Yeah,
not
you should
sure
get
if
in touch with her. You might get a paying customer.
really. Well, I was just
She
going to
needs,
say. I'm just going to say I probably won't be able to help her because the
well, no, we
cognitive
can take all her money.
dissonance. Yeah, it would make her baby safer though if she doesn't have any money to drink. So that's probably nicer. But I think the cognitive dissonance in this one is
Off the chart.
yeah. There is someone standing talking to her, and she is half away around the world before she realizes people talked to her. But as soon as you look at her, oh man, that's misogyny, doesn't it?
Yeah. Paulo's got the head off. We might save the next one for another stream, maybe.
Yeah, let's call it quits. I mean, we've been busy for 1.5
An hour and a
hours.
half, yeah.
And
I didn't think it would last this long. We got a lot of juice out of it.
well, it was a good stream. We should do stuff like this. You know what? Maybe I should just focus on the stupidity of feminism more. But then again, that would
No.
put me in line against the good people of the Badger stream even more.
But before we sign off, I do want to stress: don't do drugs, don't do coke. We've joked about it in the stream, but I personally have to say, because they're going to take it out of context, that I'm promoting drug use, or Mordor is promoting drug use. Don't do drugs or alcohol,
Or feminism.
or Marxism.
Yeah, stay away from those two as well. I mean, I can understand that you need something to ease the pain and whatnot, but none of those four ever came out positive. Anyway, thank you all for joining up. And you know what, Crusader, if you want to talk, I'm going to send you a link to this Hangout, if I can find the bloody thingy-mabob. There you go. And I'm posting it in the chat, considering we're going to stop anyway. Opa, there we go. So if you want to come talk, you can. And if that's all right. I had the opportunity to do cocaine once in school. Yeah, I've never did coke. Actually, there are lots of stuff I never did. And in all fairness, I'm not regretting it either. I mean,
No, you shouldn't.
I thought so too. But anyway, I'd like to thank everyone for joining us. I'd like to thank Ludicrous for having such a great article. And remember, good people of the interwebs, it's true if a feminist says it, because she said so. That's probably the best reason not to talk to feminists. Anyway, that's it for me. Ludicrous, any famous last words?
Thanks for inviting me to the chat, and I hope you all have a fun rest of the week.
Okay. Well, this is going to be me closing the stream, and I hope to see you all next time.